You may have the finest sets, fill the stage with penthouse pets. You may have the loveliest costumes and best shoes. You may dance and you may sing, but I'm sorry, Arthur King, you'll hear no cheers, just lots and lots of boos. You may have butch men by the score, whom the audience adore. You may even have some animals from zoos. But the audiences won't care, sir, as long as you don't dare, sir, to open up on Broadway if you don't have any Jews.
Beneath this song's comedic message, there's a simple truth that the Jewish people are the driving force and the heart and soul of every type of entertainment, from Paris to Odessa, Broadway to Hollywood. It's who we are, born from a people who are storytellers. It's the way we pass our rich heritage from one generation to the next, how we cope with the hard times and celebrate the good times. And in doing so, we ended up entertaining the world. Through the Yiddish theater, Jewish culture blossomed from Eastern Europe to New York City. Broadway was a natural place for Jews to find a home, for the theater needed those who were masters of song and the written word.
Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning.
Legends like Irving Berlin.
How I'd love to remain in bed.
The Gershwins. Jerome Kern. And Rodgers and Hammerstein often used somebody else's story to tell their own. Tackling moral, racial, and cultural issues in a way that was always entertaining.
If you can fight in America,
life is all right in America.
If you're all white in America.
But over time, they also told our stories, taking on bigotry, intolerance, and anti-Semitism.
Come on, let's go. Ah! Sorry, Jew boy. Dirty kite.
While many gravitated to the Broadway stage,
All right, roll it.
The early 20th century saw a new breed of entrepreneur in a brand new medium, the dream factory of Hollywood. The men who gave birth to the movie industry came to America from the Russian Empire, Eastern and Central Europe. Names like Goldwyn and Laemmle, Fox and Mayer, Cohn and Zukor, and Warner. And when they found themselves discriminated against in their chosen professions, they created an empire of their own, one where there were no barriers and no discrimination. Because they built it, they owned it, and in doing so, they invented a new way to tell a story on a much larger stage.
Don't cry, Goody. Don't cry.
In 1927, a Jew born in the Russian Empire, Al Jolson, starred in a movie produced by a Jew, in a story about the son of a cantor who defied his father to become a jazz singer.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Those few words he said on screen in a talking motion picture were heard by millions. It was a landmark moment, for those words brought an end to silent films and changed the movies forever.
Rex, do you realize what talking movies will mean for you?
At last!
And now, 88 years after The Jazz Singer, it is the Jewish directors, producers, and actors who have helped take cinema to a new level of sophistication and influence.
Forgive me, Papa.
I could have got more out. I could have got more. I don't know if I just...
It is Jewish filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, whose use of new techniques, just like the moguls before them,
that was awesome,
who have once again changed the movies forever. And there was another medium where early Jewish stars made their mark. They became the biggest names on the little screen. Dinah Shore, Gertrude Bird, Jack Benny, Groucho Marx, Sid Caesar, and Joey Bishop. Milton Berle was so important to this new medium, he was called Mr. Television. And they and those who followed them have for 60 years dominated the small screen worldwide.
You know who's responsible for that, don't you? The Jews.
We've unleashed a monster.
Jewish entertainers became so popular that a number of Gentile stars wanted in on a good thing. And superstars like Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, and Sammy Davis Jr. were among those who converted to Judaism.
Barbra Streisand.
Hello, gorgeous.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
For a people so small in number, our impact is staggering.
Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
Dozens of Emmy and Golden Globe winners and almost 40% of Oscar-winning directors are members of the tribe, including such legends as Billy Wilder, Woody Allen, Barry Levinson, Mike Nichols, Steven Spielberg, Milos Forman, the Coen brothers, and the Weinstein brothers. Billy Crystal, the greatest Oscar host of all, a man who hosted the show 9 times, is Jewish. As is Jon Stewart, who hosted the Oscars twice.
There you go. Now you're talking.
And is one of America's most important late-night talk show hosts and political commentators.
What John said to me when I said I didn't want to trouble you with my difficulties, he said, "You cannot be Jewish. If I had gas, I would trouble you with my difficulties."
Today, the cultural and creative influence of Jews in Hollywood, on Broadway, and across the globe is as important as ever. And whether we are behind or in front of the camera, on late-night TV, or the theater stage, on the little screen, or the big screen, we continue in the same starring roles we've had for generations, for we are the storytellers, making the world laugh, cry, and always be entertained.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh.